Okay, I think that should do it. So, hello. This is going to be the start of a new series on the channel. It is going to be a little analysis of Xenoblade 1, going through all the cutscenes. I'm going to be pointing out, a lot of the little hidden details and foreshadowing and, giving while also giving my overall thoughts on the game. I just thought I'd do this as sort of a unique little thing to do to commemorate the 15th anniversary of the game. And I just thought, some of the things that I know, some of the little foreshadowing details that I know, or little details that I know about, maybe you don't know about, and you can you can watch this series and walk away with it with some newfound knowledge that you didn't know about before, hopefully. So yeah, I'm gonna be going through all the cutscenes one by one and pausing whenever there's a detail that I notice or I have thoughts to give about a certain scene or character or whatnot. And this will and I will be talking about this game from the perspective of having beat it, so that means full game spoilers for Xenoblade 1 ahead. Do not watch this if you have not already beaten the game and and know all the plot twists and everything. So so yeah, without further ado, let's jump in.
Long ago, the world was nothing more than an endless sea, cloaked in a boundless sky, reaching as far as could possibly be imagined. Then two great titans came into existence.
Okay, first first little fun detail about this scene is that the Bionis and Mechonis were actually the in-game models were made based off of a statue that the people at Monolith Soft made for Takahashi once he pitched the idea for this game. And in that statue, the Titan that's supposed to be Bionis is on the right, and the Titan that's supposed to be Mechonis is on the left. And they reflect that with them being positioned like that in the opening.
The Bionis and the Mechonis.
Um, love these little close of these close-ups of the higher detailed models. By the way, another interesting point to note is that in the original version of on the Wii, this cutscene took place during the night, whereas in Definitive Edition they changed it so that it takes place during the day. So the lighting is a lot different if you compare the two. And I absolutely love this shot right here of the hand falling into the camera at a low angle. So that way you see and it makes the other two titans look bigger. And another thing that I've always thought of is that the Mechonis arm is it's the place where the Mechna village is. Machina village is rather. and and because of that, I've always kind of viewed this scene as when the Bionis cuts off the Mechonis arm as a bit of symbolism for when Egil gets detached from the rest of his people in the Machina village. And, it's like when the arm, and as you'll see, it's like when the arm falls off,
The Titans were locked
the
in a
battle
timeless battle.
the battle gets a lot more hectic, and they immediately kill each other. So I've always I've always kind of viewed that scene that way, where the Bionis cuts off the Mechonis arm, the battle gets more hectic, and they kill it, and they end up taking each other out. Kind of like how when Egil is more detached from his people, his violence towards Bionis ends up ends up getting more hectic, and Zanza ends up killing him. Just something to think about. Also, um, another little detail is that this cutscene begins. I remember how I pointed out this cutscene began with the Mechonis on the left and the Bionis on the right, but then at the very end, but now at the end of the scene, now it's switched. Bionis is on the left and Mechonis is on the right. It's to let you know that things are different
Until at
now.
last, only their lifeless corpses remained. Eons have passed.
Love this music.
Now, our
All of
world,
the music in this
this
game,
vast land stretching across the remains of the
all the
Bionis,
music in this game
is
captures
under
the
attack
atmosphere perfectly.
from a relentless force known as the Mechon.
You get a lot of cool shots here. Okay, I love this shot here. So they defeat the Mechon and then they raise up their weapons like in victory, and then they immediately get shot down. That's a little blink and you miss it moment right there that I absolutely love. It's like, yeah, and they just get blasted.
Retreat! Retreat!
I love that little shot of them scrambling around. Yeah, and then there's this high angle shot that makes them all look small in comparison to the Mechon. Okay, this is another amazing like cinematography thing. You see how the camera's at the floor on their feet, and they're all running away. So the camera's only focused on the feet running away. But then there's a single pair of feet running against the pack. Love. That's amazing cinematography right there to let you know what's about to happen. Because it's still bad.
They're advancing down our weak right flank. For a bunch of soulless machines, they seem to know a thing or two. But we'll see.
Young man, we've been given the order to retreat. We're pulling back the line to Colony 6.
Okay, so a lot of people misunderstand this line because when people hear that, they think of Colony 6 in relation to the game's map. They're like, well, if you were to go back to Chugga Conroy even pointed this out, where he's like, if you were to go back to Colony 6 in the game, you'd have to, like, run around the entire Bionis to get back there from Sword Valley. However, Colony 6 is actually, in terms of the actual geography of Bionis, Colony 6 is very close to Sword Valley. Because Colony 6 is like right at the upper leg, and then Makana's sword pierces Bionis right around its like stomach or abdomen. So this line does make sense because you can get to Sword Valley from Colony 6 and vice versa purely just by the game's geography, even if it's not reflected in the actual map.
That's where we'll set up the last line of defense.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Any more time spent hanging around here, and we're done for.
Count me in. We gotta get out of here.
Or we can stay and fight.
What?
We may die if we take a stand here, but staying gives us the chance to change our destinies. We have the Monado. With this, the future is ours for the taking.
I love that
Stupid
shot that
beast.
makes the Monado look big
Your
and
body
powerful.
can't take any more of the Monado. I can tell by just looking at you.
Also,
Getting short-sighted in your old age, Dixon.
first instance of Dixon calling Dunban Beast, which is Dixon's nickname that he has for Dunban.
I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm still in control.
I should have known I couldn't talk sense into a beast.
There it
Let's
is
do
again.
this. I'm going with you. You'll need someone to drag your corpse on.
As long as you think you've still got the strength in you, old man.
Oi, you two. We've been ordered to pull back. I'm leaving.
Well, I say you're coming with us. What would we do without those?
The enemy's second wave is approaching.
It's now or never, Dunban.
Also, this is another detail that I love is that at the beginning of this scene, the music is all grandiose sounding when the defense force is fighting against the Mechon. But then it's like when we get to this little bit where the three of them are talking, the music quietens down a bit. But now they're about to get back in the action. Now the music's picking back up again.
Let's show them what we've got.
It's,
We'll give them a warm Hom's welcome.
Acknowledged.
it's another way the music always reflects the atmosphere of what's going on.
I'm not throwing my life away. No point dying in some godforsaken field. Nothing for it. I'll have to use Dunban as a decoy. Yeah, that should give me time to escape.
And then, alright, on to the next scene.
You gotta be kidding.
It's their main force. Looks like the Mechon are hell-bent on taking us out.
They'll have to be if they want to beat us. Now, let's even the odds a bit.
You heard him.
Dixon, Munka, let's do this.
Okay, now, if you pay attention to this shot right here, you'll notice that a big difference between this scene and the last scene is that they're the only ones left. Everyone else is already retreated. But now they're making their last stand. I love this shot here, where he swings to the left and then hard cuts to the right. Another cool close-up.
Dunban!
I ain't going down that easily.
Okay, so this might be a bit of a stretch, but I've always thought that little bit where the Mechon attacks Dixon is actually foreshadowing that he is a giant later on, because the Mechon do that same attack to like a lot of the Homs, and they always like die from it. But they did the same thing to Dixon, and he survived and said, "I ain't going down that easily." It's like when you play the game for the first time, you're probably just like, "Oh, he's just a old tough war guy." But after being the game, that's probably a hint him being a towards him being a giant and more powerful than he lets on. Because he's like the only one that survives one of those like claw attacks from the Mechon.
Tumban, you alright?
What does it look like? I'm still good to go.
Guess even a hero's gotta reach his limit eventually.
Mumka! What are you doing? That way is...
Sorry, brothers. Hate to drop this on you, but it's the Monado they're after. So have fun keeping them occupied for me. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Mumka, you dirty...
Now, don't worry. I'll organize your funerals. Well, see you, boys.
Wait!
Huh? If this is a joke, it ain't funny. Looks like this is it. At least we know our luck can't get any worse from here. Tumban?
Dixon, take care of the survivors.
Tumban, what are you playing at?
Those idiots. I'll just come and get the Monado when everything's quieted down a bit. That thing's gonna be mine.
Okay, this is genius. So first of all, him monologuing to he's too busy talking to himself and monologuing so much that he ends up tripping down, which leads to him getting caught by the Mechon right here.
Oh no.
And the second detail is that they make you think he's gonna be like the villain with him betraying them, but then they immediately put that to rest by making you think he dies right here. But then they double back and make it so that he is actually a villain later on. It really plays with you there. And also his own hubris leading to his downfall here is foreshadowing to how he ends up dying later on in the story.
Oh, please. No!
Vile Mechon. If
Sick
you think
shot.
the Hops,
Sick
the
shot.
people of Bionis are just waiting here for you to pick us off, you are sorely mistaken.
Okay, coolest shot in the game coming up. Zooms all the way into Dundan, then zooms all the way out, showing him fighting the Mechon, and then it keeps going, and you get to see an overview of the world. And then it zooms out to show that it's all on the actual sword. And title drop. Also, I love that homage to Xenogears with the red X that they added in Definitive Edition.
A Mechon M71. I bet I can use its optical system to align one of the anti-air batteries. Ah, no good. It's broken.
Yep. Also, so Shulk's voice was playing during the intro cutscene, but up until this point, if you're playing the game totally blind, you wouldn't have known who that was. So now you're finally meeting the voice of who narrated that scene, which is interesting.
The joint section. It's buckled. It's completely useless. Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, so this is actually, I would say, one of like the more fairly iconic shots from the intro, because this little shot here is used in a lot of marketing. But I think a lot of people actually miss what's going on with the scene. So Shulk is very obsessed with with engineering and studying the mechon and all that, and this shot makes you think that he's looking at the dragonfly, because the dragonfly is up close and then Shulk is in the back and his eyes are pointed at it. However,
Huh?
he doesn't
An M69!
he doesn't actually notice the dragonfly. He only notices the mechon wreckage. He's so focused on his own interests that he doesn't notice the things right in front of him. That's genius. It's an amazing way of characterizing him without directly saying it. And as you'll see later on, like he is so like hyper fixated on his job as like a researcher and a weapons developer that he's very dependent on others, as you will soon see right here.
Its armor would be perfect for making a shield. If I can just get it off, I should be able to... Shulk!
See?
Right.
See? He's so focused on his job and his interests. Not only does he not see what's right in front of him, but whenever he gets in trouble, he's too reliant on others to bail him out.
Not a mechon. It's just a Crabble. It was using the mechon armor as a shell.
Because he needs Ryan to bail him out.
Use your arms to finish it off.
Also, another little gameplay tip in that cutscene.
Thanks, Ryan. That was a close one. Man, what were you doing wandering off by yourself? Stay where I can keep an eye on you.
Yep, and this is also talking about Shulk's other part of Shulk's character, which is he likes to wander off and do his own thing, and a lot of times it is to the detriment of those around him. Another way he's too hyper fixated.
It's pretty dangerous outside of the colony. There are all kinds of monsters. Yeah, but thanks to you, we got its shell. Everyone in the colony is going to be really happy.
There he is. Focusing.
I'm more worried about
Hyperfixations. And this is another thing to take note of. So yeah, Ryan's more worried about Shulk than the shell. However, in a later cutscene, we'll see this sort of situation flipped around, which with Shulk being more worried about something else compared to another person.
Oh, whatever. Knowing what you're like, at least you'll make a decent weapon out of it. This scrap driver's excellent. I just learned by watching Dixon make weapons. Of course, Dunban's weapon still beats them all. The Monado. I hope I can figure out the secret of his power one day. You will, Shulk. Anyway, we better get back to the colony. If I'm late for drills again, old Squaretash is gonna kill me. Squaretash? Oh, the Defense Force Colonel. He's pretty scary. Tell me about it. Sorry, I didn't mean for you to come all the way out here during your break. Don't worry about it. Let's get back.
I love these little area intro cutscenes that show you where on the Titans each location is.
Here we are. I better stop in at HQ. You off to the weapon development lab?
Yeah, when I've sold any parts I can't use.
All right.
That's another little gameplay tip. telling you about
See you
selling
later.
items.
You idiots! What the hell are you playing at?
One of the best one of the best funny scenes in the game.
Uh-oh. The Colonel's gonna explode.
And this is the first instance of that little echoey voice filter they put on for whenever a character's thinking to themselves.
Crashing the mobile artillery into a house. How long have you been in the Force?
Okay, so this is actually the first of only 2 instances in the game where Ricky's theme plays. So, originally, this song was only going to play when Ricky shows up. However, Takahashi insisted that this song should play during this scene. Because, once again, it fits the tone of the scene perfectly. With how funny it is.
Sorry, sir. It's just that we were trying to go as fast as we could, like you ordered. But it's impossible to get back to the military district in only 40 seconds.
I don't want any excuses. Champions don't whine. They win.
Yes, sir.
You're a disgrace to the uniform. Are you forgetting the shame you brought on this force during joint maneuvers with Colony 6?
Yep, and this is the first mention of Colony 6 in the game. And I like to think that it's maybe a bit of foreshadowing towards the people from Colony 6 traveling to Colony 9 through Tefra Cave that are dead that we see later on.
Stick your back into it, maggots! Move it!
Yes, sir.
Get the artillery back to the military district, double time! Then I want 1,000,000 press-ups from both of you, and you better not stop until your biceps explode!
Colonel, we can't move the artillery.
What? You better give a damn good reason why.
Sir, the impact of the crash damaged the ether conduction cable. The ether fuel proceeded to leak out, and now the cylinder is empty.
Well, change the cylinder then! Can't you even do something as simple as that?
The auxiliary cylinders have all been used up. It'll be 3 days until more come in, sir.
I told you to keep a stock of fuel in reserve!
Sorry, sir.
You're nothing but slackers!
Same old Colonel. At this rate, the men will all be dead before they see any action.
Okay, I've always found it extremely funny how Shulk says that out loud, because it's not using the voice filter. Because that line is so funny. They'll be dead before they see any action. Also, I love how this scene is not only really funny, but it also sets up the mobile artillery, which becomes important later on. It's using the comedy as a bit of foreshadowing. It's a bit of a Chekhov's gun situation, or a Chekhov's mobile artillery in this case. Wait a minute, did I... Hang on a minute, did I accidentally select the wrong scene? Wait. Oh wait, no, this is the right scene.
All right, Shulk? How are you?
Dixon! When did you get back to Colony 9?
Just now. I see you've been busy. Looks like your Monado research has been going well. I made the right choice leaving you in charge.
Your research notes really helped.
So, you can activate it now then.
Well, anyone can activate it. The problem is controlling it.
Yeah, for everyone except him.
Okay, so this is another bit of really clever foreshadowing that I've barely seen anyone pick up on. So, when he says for everyone except him, like at this point in the game, you think he's referring to Dunban, because at this point they've established that Dunban is the only person that they know of who can wield the Monado. However, remember Dixon works for Zanza, so when he said, so after you've beaten the game and he says for everyone except him, he's actually referring to Zanza. That's really clever.
Yes. If anyone other than Dunban were able to control the Monado, we could surpass any military force in the world.
You think so? What are these hidden functions you mention?
It's still only conjecture, but it's starting to look like the Monado might be something far more significant than just a weapon for defeating Mechon.
Which it
I
is.
see. And the evidence to support your theory?
It's the symbol that appears in the center when it's activated. What I know is, the central piece is made from multi-layered glass. The symbol appears on the top layer, and each layer is constructed differently.
So it's possible that other symbols could appear on different layers.
Foreshadowing.
Which means
The Monado might conceal even more power. Am I right?
Foreshadowing Monado arts.
if we could just unlock the Monado's power.
Dunban! Dunban!
Prioritize the most severely injured! Come on, get a move on!
Dunban!
Don't look like that. I haven't gone yet. Shulk.
Okay, I love this. So you don't hear what he says at first. But you see Shulk's reaction. And he looks at the Monado. So it's hinting towards what he was saying.
It was the Monado. It was controlling me.
And now we're on a white screen.
Even so,
That's
it saved us. Saved our future. Next,
and it's
it
showing
will be up to you.
and it's showing that Shulk is thinking about what he said back then.
Dunban.
Well, I better get the supplies delivered to the Defense Force. I'll drop round the HQ and see how they're getting on.
Okay then. I'll see you later.
Shulk, you're spending too much time in the lab. Either that or rummaging for junk in the scrapyard. It ain't healthy for a kid your age. That's why you're always looking so pasty. You should get out, get some fresh air once in a while.
Yep. And so, another really clever thing. So they're using this to establish that Shulk's hyperfixations are also to the detriment of himself. However, it's also foreshadowing the fact that he is a corpse because he's pasty. and there's more hints to him being a corpse later on here.
All right, I'm off.
Is it time to eat already? You didn't have to bring it yourself. You could have just called me.
Okay, so a little detail I know about that's actually gameplay related is that this was the first time you see Fiora in a cutscene. However, if you walk over by Dunban's house while playing as Shulk right after Rhyme leaves the party, you can see Fiora cooking that food in the kitchen through the window in Dunban's house.
Don't be silly. Do you want me to feed you?
Don't treat me like an invalid. I'm better than I was a year ago.
Much better. I really thought I lost you back then.
Yes, but now I'm almost well enough to handle the Monado again.
Dunban, don't say that. The Meccan have gone now. Oh, why would you say that?
I just mean I'm prepared. Sorry.
More foreshadowing
Okay.
towards the attack on Colony
More
9.
importantly, eat up before it gets cold. I made something really special today.
Don't feel like you need to stay here then, Fiora. Go and make your next delivery.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure you'd like Shulk to try some while it's still hot.
Dunban, that's your
That's okay.
sister.
Shulk has no sense of taste. He'll say it's delicious even if it's stone cold.
More hints that he's a corpse, he's pasty, and he has no sense of taste.
In which case, today he would actually mean it.
Maybe.
I'm fine, Fiora. Off you go.
Okay. Dunban, thanks.
I'm not finished yet. I have to be prepared to use the Monado again.
Yep, and that's showing that even even though he even though he wants to be ready to protect his colony if need be, showing that he's not as able to do it as he thinks.
Hey, Fiora.
Dixon!
Looks like you're in a hurry. Where are you off to?
I just thought I'd take Shulk some food. I'm on my way to the lab.
And yep, this is talking about how Shulk he loves his routines because Fiora's first assumption is that he's at the lab, like where he always is. It's also showing that once again another person that Shulk is dependent on.
Shulk's not there right now.
Really?
I just sent him out to get some fresh air. You know where he'll have gone.
Outlook Park.
And yep. Shows another way how they know him so well. He has his one spot that he always goes to. And they know it.
That's the one.
Okay. Thanks, Dixon.
Alright, now on to one of the most important cutscenes in the game.
The Monado. It's the only sword that's effective against the Mechon armor. They say that before time began, it was wielded by the Bionis. The same Bionis that we all live on. It must have a secret. That's how Dunban was able to destroy so many Mechon. And why he lost the use of his right arm. If I can just unlock the secret of its power...
Shulk!
Joan still lost in his own
Fiora.
thoughts. Until Fiora's there to break him out of it.
This is great. It tastes so good.
Really?
It's amazing.
Of course, it's an infinity
Shulk,
sandwich.
You say that every day.
Not quite. It's always delicious. But today, it's amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. I used some special herbs and spices today. So if you said it was just the same as usual, I'd know for sure you had no sense of taste.
What?
And, okay. So, I've always thought that line was a little weird, using herbs and spices on a sandwich. But as it turns out, if you watch Shoga Conroy, you would know that, this scene was originally going to, have Fiora deliver Shulk some curry, but that's seen as a sexist stereotype in Japan. But instead, they changed it to a sandwich. So, by avoiding a sexist stereotype in one culture, they did the same thing in another culture.
Oh, nothing. Ah, the breeze feels so good.
Yeah. I'd forgotten what it feels like. I never thought it could be so quiet here.
You're spending too much time with Ryan. You're getting used to all the noise he makes.
Yeah, maybe.
Ah, it's so peaceful. You know, Shulk, I hope every day can be like this, always.
Huh?
Yep. And that line right there is probably one of the most important lines in terms of the themes of this story. So first of all, it shows that just like how Shulk depends on Dixon to act as a sort of father figure, and Ryan's sort of his best friend that kind of protects him, and then Fiora is kind of like his emotional support that keeps him grounded to reality. And that line right there shows that later on when Shulk fights and he wants peace, the reason he wants peace in the first place is because she wants peace. It's her influence over him that keeps him on the right path and shapes him into what he becomes by the end of the game. It's our first instance of seeing that.
The debris siren.
Strange. There hasn't been much falling lately.
And once again, this is more foreshadowing that towards the Mechon attack, because the metal is dropping down on Colony 9, just like how the Mechon dropped down on Colony 9 from the sky.
There might be more on the way.
There might be
We have
more
to
on
let
the
that
way.
crystal protect us out here. Let's get back to
Yep.
Okay.
There really are more on the way.
Ryan?
Ryan, what are you doing?
Shulk! No, I'm just...
Ah!
Rhine!
Goodness.
Oh, Fiora, are you okay?
I'm fine.
It's broken.
And yep, this is what I was talking about earlier. So, just like how Ryan was more worried about Shulk than the shell when Shulk was in danger, Ryan is once again more worried about Fiora. But Shulk, once again, because of his hyperfixation, he's more worried about his machines than he is about Fiora. So that's what I was talking about earlier. So Ryan was more worried about the shell, quote unquote, or wait, or no, Shulk was more Shulk was more worried about the shell, quote unquote, than the person, than another person. Whereas Ryan was more worried about a person in danger in both circumstances. And
What do you mean it's broken? Don't you care about me? I could have died.
You're not hurt, are you?
and it's showing that Shulk is, he's so caught up in his own little world that it's like stuff seems obvious to him. It's like, oh yeah, it's obvious the Monado can't hurt other people. It's like Fiora doesn't know that. So he should.
The Monado can't cut people.
So you should still be worried about her.
What were you thinking, Ryan?
Sorry, I came to ask a favor, but you weren't here. And I saw the Monado and...
I know I'm here a lot, but even I need fresh air sometimes. Is your body still feeling numb? We have to be very careful with the Monado. It's not a toy.
I know, man. I just wanted to touch it. Didn't know it would do that. Sorry. But is it true? The Monado really can't cut people?
The pattern in that circle. Or maybe it's a symbol. I think it shows which power the Monado has at the moment.
You think it's a symbol?
Well, if I can find a way to increase the
And
number of symbols...
There's Fiora approaching him angrily in the
should.
background.
I'm sure that's all very clever. But why were you more worried about a machine than me, Shulk?
Well, I just explained why.
That's not the point!
Sorry?
And okay, when I played this game for the first time, I was actually a little bit confused by what Fiora said there. Because Shulk is probably the most literally me character in any video game, so when I saw this scene for the first time, I was completely on Shulk's side, and I had no idea what Fiora was talking about when she said that's not the point. But it's like, now that I've seen all these cutscenes like 20 times, and I've seen how the scene at the beginning of the game with Shulk being more worried about the shell than himself or Rhine, and how it relates to here, where he's more worried about his own machines than Fiora. It's like, now that I've noticed that correlation, now I understand what Fiora's talking about here. He needs to not focus on his hyperfixations as much.
Look at you, worthless without the Monado.
Until I've scrapped each and every one of you!
So, of course, I want
to get my revenge.
Your blade, it did not cut deep enough.
More blink and you miss it foreshadowing.
Shulk! Shulk!
What on Bionis happened there?
Ryan. Fiora.
Are you okay? Does it hurt?
No. Ryan, when you held the Monado, did you see anything?
You know, like a blue blade made of light came out. Same as just now.
I don't mean that. A feeling like time had stopped, and then...
Time had stopped.
So, was it only me who saw that?
That sounds strange. Is it another Monado thing?
Who knows? Anyway, no matter how good a sword it is, that's what happens when you hold it. Looks like Dunban really is the only one who can use it.
I won't let my brother use it ever again.
Yep. Once again showing Fiora's empathy and concern for others, and yep, and also that scene of Ryan wielding Monado is yet another instance of Fiora and Fiora what you call it, talking to Shulk about how he needs to be more concerned for her. It's yet another instance of her grounding him to reality and trying to help and helping him so he's not so caught up in his hyperfixations. And this is yet another instance of her showing her concern for others.
Not after what it did to him.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
She's always trying to set a good example
Anyway,
for Shulk.
the point is, I'm fine. To be honest, this has happened a few times before. I've been researching the Monado for a long time.
Shulk, don't act as if this is nothing.
Mm-hmm. There
Look,
it is
don't
again.
worry about it. Anyway, Ryan, what did you want to ask me about?
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, don't worry, don't worry, it's happened a few times, but seems normal to him, because he's a Monado researcher. But to a normal person like Fiora, it's really concerning. So, once again, he needs the perspective, Shulk needs the perspective of a normal person who cares about him like Fiora to ground him in reality.
Oh, yeah, old Squaretash has gone and put me on punishment duty. Fancy tagging along?
Punishment? The Colonel was pretty angry today. Did he hit you?
I love this joke.
Well, whether he hit me is neither here nor there, really. Although, actually, he did end up hitting me.
That's a really funny line.
He made me do 1,000 squats and sit-ups.
Whoa, nasty.
Yeah, and now I have to go all the way to the Magmel ruins and back.
So you have to go and collect the ether cylinders?
That's the one. They're used to power the mobile artillery. Looks like the damage has been repaired. They can't move without the ether energy.
Yep, following up on what the game established earlier.
The fueling station's all out of stock.
Is the mobile artillery that big machine that crashed in the residential district?
Yeah, probably.
You know your way around there, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with you.
Yeah, knew you would.
Hold on. The Magmel ruins are in Tephra Cave, right? I heard that there's a Mel lizard nest there. I couldn't take it if anything happened to Shulk. He's delicate. Not like you, Ryan.
Another very funny line. That's another way. This game does humor really well because it just works it in naturally into the conversations like this. Happens all the time throughout this game. And also, this is another little hint because towards the gameplay, because there actually is a Magmel or a Mel Lizard's nest. There is a Mel Lizard's nest that is directly on the path you need to go to reach the ether cylinders. And that Mel Lizard's nest is home to a noob trap, where where a powerful, unique monster lies that a lot of people die to. So, Fiora isn't just Whistle and Dixie when she talks about that Mel Lizard's nest.
What are you on about?
I'll be fine. I can take care of myself.
But
Okay, I got it. I'll make you a promise. Shulk won't even get a scratch.
a promise doesn't mean much coming from you.
Oh.
She don't trust me at all.
Nah, she doesn't mean it.
So it's yep. So it does seem like Fiora doesn't trust Rhine at this point. That's gonna change later on. Oh wait, the name of this cutscene is "You Forgot Something." That's amazing. I never knew that was the name of this cutscene. That's great.
You forgot something. You will be needing the transport cases, right?
Fiora!
I'm coming along as well. I'd feel better going with you boys than sitting at home worrying about you. So, let's get moving.
I knew she didn't trust me.
Looks like it.
Love how that showcases not only showcases her headstrong nature, but also you know, how she really does care about them, always picking up their slack. Those little overview cutscenes never get old. Oh, I love this is such an underrated song.
Are these the Magmel ruins?
Haven't you been here before?
Nope.
The Defense Force often uses it for training, but I come here to do research.
Of course.
It's not really a place that people go.
Not surprising. There are monsters around here that use Mechon parts as armor.
Was this built by the Mechon?
I don't think so. There's a path for people to get in. It might have been a vehicle of some kind.
Like the Defense Force hover transports.
A vehicle? But it's so big.
It's amazing technology. I wonder what kind of people made it.
Yeah. So, this... you know what, I'll delve into that thought a bit later on. Because it makes more sense to bring this up a bit later.
I ain't got a clue.
Let's keep moving. The ether cylinders are up ahead.
Right.
Yeah, this scene.
Right here. Thanks for the help, Shulk. I'll start collecting them up. You two hold on a sec.
It's full of ether cylinders. Hey, why do we have to come all the way here to get them? Isn't there an ether cylinder fueling station in the colony?
Well, refining the ether takes a long time down there, and sometimes cylinderization fails. And there are so many cylinders here for us already. It's more reliable than making them ourselves.
Right. And Colony 9's anti-air batteries and mobile artillery are standardized for these cylinders, so they can be used straight away.
I see. You know, this place is in good condition considering it's ancient.
Yep. And the ether cylinders being able to be used straight away, that comes in later.
It might be that there's some form of technology being used to preserve it. It's just a shame we don't understand its secret.
Shulk?
But I'll solve it one day and show you. If it's just technology that someone created in the past, it's not incomprehensible. We'll come to understand it one day.
Don't go trying too hard. We can come and get ether cylinders whenever we need them. Besides, it's a good place for Defense Force training.
Yeah, so good that you didn't even want to come here without Shulk to back you up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, did you collect the cylinders?
Yep, all done. Thanks.
Just come by yourself from now on.
Shh, be quiet.
Fiora, always trying to help out others, as always. Even if it means being critical.
Are they Mechon?
I don't know. But it looks like we'll have to destroy them.
Okay, so these ancient machines are actually a giveaway that the Magmel Ruins was actually built by the High Entia. Because these same machines show up later on in Alchemoth and in like the tomb, the High Entia tomb. So that confirms that this place was built by the High Entia, which makes sense because they're the only race on Bionis that has access to highly advanced technology that and Shulk does kind of like fawned over the High Entia technology in Alchemoth, just like he does in this scene.
In that case, just leave them to me.
And also, the reason why High Entia technology would be lying around here when the High Entia live at the top of the Bionis, it's because the High Entia used to live all around Bionis back when back during like the Age of the Giants and the peoples of Bionis and Mechonis were living in harmony. Back then, the High Entia were living all over the Bionis, and this is proof of that. And this is the last cutscene in Chapter 1.
Fiora, are you okay?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm alright. Thanks to you and Ryan.
Shulk taking Fiora's criticism into practice.
I've never seen anything like them.
Could they have been Mechon?
No. I think they were something left by the civilization that built this vehicle.
Yep, the High Entia.
They didn't seem like Mechon to me. But why did they only show up now?
I don't know. But they were probably built to protect this place. They might have been activated in response to something. But I don't think that something could have been us.
Please, let's go back. I don't want to be here anymore.
Me neither. And we've already got the ether cylinders.
Huh? What's going on?
Listen, what is that?
That sound.
Yep. Actually activated in response to the Mechon. More foreshadowing.
In the sky! Oh, it's a...
This can't be.
No way.
Mechon!
How? Didn't my brother destroy them all a year ago?
Could that defense mechanism have responded to the Mechon?
Let's get back to the colony.
Come on.
Hey, this siren, it sounds different.
Yeah, isn't this siren too?
It can't be. The Mechon.
One large Mechon, 10 carriers, and an unknown number of units emerging from the carriers.
You idiots! Why didn't you see this lot until they were right on top of us?
But sir, we thought the Mechon had all been wiped out.
Oi! What's happening? Respond! Anti-air batteries 1 to 3. Why aren't my targeting systems online? Don't let a single one into the colony! Assemble everyone who can fight. Evacuate the civilians to the shelter. Get a move on!
Sir. Fire at will!
We got it!
No, wait!
What the? Our weapons don't work on them at all!
Yep. A Mechon with
What
the
type
face.
of Mechon is that? I've never seen one like it.
You slackers, fire! Shoot it down!
First instance of a face Mechon, and they're already showing that it's built different. The anti- Yeah, because one thing I've always found clever about the face Mechon is that, you know, up until this point, the Mechon are kind of viewed in the same vein as as kind of like the monsters on Bionis. You know, Bionis has all like the creatures and monsters, and then on Mechonis, the Mechon are seen as kind of like that same equivalent. You know, just simple-minded little monsters, except they're machines. But now that they've shown one with a face, it's like, you know, for something to have a face, you know, it gives it a sense of identity. You know, a sense of like a soul. Kind of. And so by showing a Mechon with a face, it's showing that, you know, there's a lot more to the Mechon than meets the eye. Dun dun dun. Ooh. That shot is brutal. That shot is also super brutal too. Amazing cinematography.
They're eating people.
It's horrible.
Is Dunban okay? Fiora, go and check on him.
Yep, this is showing that, yep, that, yeah, they call it eating people, but, because it's when they snap at them with their claws. And what they're doing is they're draining them of their ether. That's why there's all that blue stuff that comes out of them. The Mechon quote-unquote eating people is sucking them of all their ether. Which is, again, foreshadowing of something else later on.
Okay.
Mainly the Mechon is sucking the Bionis of its ether.
Heads up, Ryan. If this thing wants to fight, let's give it one. See? Didn't stand a chance.
It's not that easy. We've disabled it, but only for now. It'll reactivate soon. Where's Dunban?
He's gone. I can't find him anywhere.
What? He ain't fit enough to face these things?
Ryan, let's get to the lab.
The lab? Of course. The Monado's there.
Exactly. The Monado can take out Mechon.
You blasted Mechon! You think you can do what you want in our colony?
The Colonel! The guys!
Men! Don't give up this position! Yes, yes, sir! Run and I'll kill you myself! What the hell are you? A Mechon with a face?
Grin at me, will
Grin at
you?
me, will you? What? Didn't even dent it!
More building up to just how powerful the face Mechon are. So, okay, so this same sort of thing happens when, when Fiora dies and when Fiora dies to Metalface, and Metalface tosses the mobile artillery back. This same sort of thing happens where there's Mechon crawling around in and out of the wreckage, and Fiora does end up turning into a face Mechon pilot. So I like to think that this little bit here is the Mechon here doing the same thing that they did to Fiora. They're kind of scouting the wreckage and to see if there's any HOMs in there that they can use to turn into face Mechon.
Colonel. The guys. I'm gonna destroy every last one of those damn Mechon.
Shulk, the entrance!
No! We'll never get in there now.
Wait. Let me think here. Ryan, Fiora! There's still the mobile artillery.
Right. If we recharge it with those ether cylinders we collected, we can blast our way in.
It's in the residential district.
Great. All right. This is it. Time to avenge the Colonel and the boys.
And yep, there's Chekhov's mobile artillery. Coming in once again.
What the?
Shulk, more from behind!
Ryan, looks like you and I will have to cut a path through them.
Looks like it.
Fiora, Ryan and I will open up a path. Then you can run through.
You two can't do this by yourselves. I want to fight as well.
Get through. We'll be right behind you.
But Shulk...
A year ago, Dunban and the Defense Force fought hard to protect the colony and all of us Homs. Now it's our turn to repay them.
Please, Fiora.
Shulk... Ryan...
Don't look so worried. We'll just get rid of these ones. Shulk won't get a scratch.
Okay, I believe you.
Go now, Fiora.
Ryan,
Huh?
you take care too.
Of course!
She trusted him after all.
Looks like she trusts me after all.
I told you.
Mm-hmm. So you see, Shulk... So you see, Shulk does know Fiora better than you might think. And in the heat of the moment... And in the heat of the moment, Fiora really does trust Ryan in the end.
That was a close one.
You were never cut out for this stuff. You go. I'll take care of things here.
You're too out of breath to persuade me.
Tell me about it.
Ah! 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 Ryan, behind you!
Get out of here!
Shulk, don't be stupid! Hold on!
And there's Dunban, and his entrance has a close up of him walking, just like his entrance on Sword Valley.
The Monado.
Also, yeah, that scene's dope.
Sorry I kept you waiting.
Dunban!
Whoa, yeah! The Monado!
So
That's
this
also
is what you
really
weren't
cool.
told. I thought so.
This is what I was waiting to see. Ready, lads? Nice one, Dunban. You didn't waste any time on them Mechon.
Shulk, where's Fiora?
The residential district. We said we'd meet her there.
Looks like we'll have to take the long way round.
All right, then we cut through the commercial district.
Yes.
And the pillar falling down did have plot importance after all. Never seen that from Fiora's perspective.
Dunban! You can't take any more of the Monado!
But I must! I don't have a choice!
Ryan's right. You can't go on like this.
Shulk!
Dunban.
Hey!
This time, it's my turn!
Shulk! No! It'll kill you! Shulk!
Yeah, and okay, so the light. So yeah, when Dunban was wielding the Monado, the lightning was like crackling around him the same way Shulk is now, except that was hurting Dunban. But same thing is happening to Shulk, but it doesn't affect. But it's not affecting him at all because he's. Once again, it's because he's a corpse. And also because Zanza is inside of him.
What's happening?
What the?
Wow! Shulk's pretty awesome!
How could this be? Shulk is using the Monado.
What was that? Shulk! More company!
Ryan?
Right. Ryan! Dunban! I got your...
And if you're wondering where Dunban pulled that katana out of, Dunban does have a bunch of katanas on his wall back at his house. So he took a spare katana just in case he wasn't able to wield the Monado.
Back! Shulk, do you feel alright?
I'm okay, but there was something strange. Just now, it was as if I could see into the future. Is this another power of the Monado?
See into the future? What are you saying?
Are you certain, Shulk?
Yes.
I see. I remember Dixon saying that the Monado had a hidden power. Could this be it? What?
Don't think about it now! Just believe what the Monado showed you and fight!
Got it!
Whoa! It's massive!
That Meko. It has a face.
That don't mean nothing! That's right! Not when we have the Monado!
Oh boy, this is the big one.
The Monado! It's not working!
I love that little detail about of Metal Face waving his finger like, no, you can't hurt me with the Monado. I just waving his finger, no, no, no. Great detail.
What do you mean?
How can that be? The Monado should cut through Mechon with ease.
What is that light? Other Mechon don't have that. Could that light be why the Monado has no effect?
Correct.
Right, get down! Stay back! I'll take it from here.
No! You can't take any more!
Yep, once again, Dunban running in head first even when he can't take anymore.
Everyone, get away right now!
Fiora!
What did I just... Fiora! Get back!
I won't let you hurt any more people. We will save Colony 9!
And you see, the vision Shulk just had is slowly coming true.
Fiora! Get out of here! Run!
Showing that he can't change every vision. Oh. Love all this cinematography too, by the way.
Fiora!
Oh, this is such a sinister shot right here. Them opening his mouth, showing the blasted side of his face. Looks extremely like heinous. Love it. I love how Fiora's scream is cut short with her death. I also love how that lines up with the wailing from this remix of Engage the Enemy. That's great. And yep, there it is, what I was talking about earlier. The Mechon kind of digging around and analyzing, looking for humans, because they're turning them into face Mechon.
I'll kill you!
And more peak Adam Howden voice acting. Love that shot of Shulk's face. Looks great.
Shulk!
You see that they're heading out. And you see he starts to recognize Dunban, and then he immediately heads out. And also, Metalface doesn't speak during this entire chapter, so that way it doesn't give away that he's Mumkar straight away.
Fiora.
Ah, the breeze feels so good.
Yeah. I'd forgotten what it feels like. I never thought it could be so quiet here.
You're spending too much time with Ryan. You're getting used to all the noise he makes.
Yeah, maybe.
It's so peaceful. You know, Shulk, I hope every day can be like this, always.
Yeah. He's back at Outlook Park.
Hey.
Reflecting on his last moments with Fiora in this place. Just like with Dunban.
Have you been to see Dunban?
Yeah.
I just can't do it. You got more guts than me.
Not at all. It was him that consoled me.
Oh. I guess that's the type of guy he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because Dunban's very much a mentor figure to Shulk, but also to Reyn, because Shulk is very kind of like technically intelligent, but he's not very emotionally intelligent. Whereas Reyn is the opposite. Reyn is very emotionally intelligent, but not very smart or technically intelligent or book smart, I should say. Which is why Dunban acts as sort of a mentor to both Shulk and Reyn, because Dunban is both very book smart, having been in the military, but also very old and wise. So he's able to act as a mentor towards both of them.
Even without the Monado, he's the strongest person I know.
Because he has smarts like Shulk and emotional intelligence like Reyn. Although Dunban is more of a balance between the two, because Dunban's not as smart as Shulk, but also Reyn is a bit more, and Ryan's also a bit more emotionally intelligent than Dunban, I'd say. Because all these past scenes have shown just how emotionally intelligent Reyn is.
Shulk, how are you holding up?
I'm fine, but you...
I will shed no tears.
Huh?
A year ago, I felt the same sense of deep loss that I do now.
The Battle of Sword Valley.
After that battle, many of my friends did not make it home. While I was being brought here on that stretcher, they were all I thought about. But I decided I would not cry. Everyone who died in that war had something they wanted to protect. Family, friends, loved ones, their home. So they fought to protect them. And we won. No matter how painful, no matter how hard, it's nothing to be sad about. I decided that there and then.
Dunban.
Shulk, Fiora would tell you the same thing. She wanted to protect us. Or rather, she wanted to protect you. And you're alive now. So, I will not cry.
Okay.
Remember the gift of life that Fiora gave you, and treasure it.
I can't say that I understand. But I hope to, someday.
That is all I ask. Believe me, I'm always just trying to understand.
Yeah. And that line is very true with the Dunban. Even in many scenes later on in the game, they show that he is always just trying to understand them and piece together what he knows.
Treasure the gift of life that Fiora gave you. He's one of a kind, that Dunban.
I've made a decision.
Huh?
My purpose in life. I will pursue that faced Mechon.
Shulk.
They attacked our colony. Kill Fiora. I will find that Mechon. Find it and destroy it. Destroy them all.
Yep, and this is showing that now that Fiora is gone, Shulk's starting to lose it. Because remember, Fiora was kind of like his main emotional support. She always, it's like I've said many times, she always kind of kept him grounded in reality, so that he doesn't get too, so that way he doesn't get too lost in the sauce. But now that she's gone and not there to help keep him on the right path, now he's a lot more vulnerable to giving in to his own darker thoughts.
What are you laughing at?
Sorry. It's just a bit weird. I never thought you'd be the one to say it.
So you agree?
Course, man. I'm just surprised you came out with it first.
You thought I'd try and talk you out of it? That's not what Fiora would want. That sound right?
Yeah. Something like that. I thought you'd give me a hard time.
In my head, there are two versions of me. One of them is saying that. It's telling me, listen to what Dunban said.
What about the other one?
It keeps shouting, make them pay. Destroy every single one of them. And it won't stop getting louder.
Of course, this is foreshadowing Zanza. So yeah, it is pretty obvious after beating the game that the dark voice in his head is Zanza, but the other voice in his head, the lighter one, there's not really a concrete answer as to whose voice it is, and that's because I like to think that it's kind of an amalgamation of all the people who have a positive influence on Shulk, which is kind of evident towards the scene of all the characters flashing through his mind. Back when he decides not to kill Egil. Because like Fiora's there, and Gato, and Melia, and Mikkel. So, and a bunch of others too. So, I think the lighter voice in Shulk's head is supposed to be just everyone who has a more positive influence on him. Like, and this is like Dunban, as he's referring to here, but also Fiora and Ryan and everybody.
That doesn't sound like you. Sure, it ain't my voice in there.
Might be. It's a bit of a loudmouth.
There you go then. So, when are we heading off?
Right now.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Right then.
Yeah.
Look after yourselves, boys. As soon as this heals, I'll be right behind you. And then we will seize our destiny. Together.
Little moment foreshadowing Dumbman joined the party, and Dixon's there too. Just to let you know to keep an eye on him. Alright, now into chapter 3. Yep, as you can see, they showed Shulk, or Shulk's body right there. Previously. They show that there is a little kid with them, and that light that's them finding the Monado and awakening it, and Zanza killing them, taking their life force.
No! Huh?
Yep. So now Dixon knows that the Monado's awakened and Zanza took all their life forces. Yep. And so this is the point where Zanza takes the life of uh, this boy who I don't actually know the name of, because he just kills him, and then Zanza creates Shulk to inhabit his body, which is the only reason he appears to be alive at the moment, with Zanza as his life force. And now since Dixon stumbled upon him, that little smirk, it's showing that he's hatched a plan to raise this boy who is now Shulk to become the successor of Zanza. But of course, at the beginning, they're framing it as Dixon finding the Monado and Shulk and saving them.
It's all very well going after that metal-faced Mechon. But shouldn't we have some kind of plan?
Of course, Shulk would be
How
the
about
one to
checking
say
out
that.
Colony 6?
Colony 6. The only other Homs colony left.
Yep, because the Mechon destroyed all the other ones. That's why that's the only other colony we've heard about up until this
Colony
point.
6 is on the way to Sword Valley, where there's supposed to be a Mechon base.
Yep, see, once again, reinforcing. Again, this reinforces that Colony 6 is very close to Sword Valley geographically, so it does make sense that you can get to Sword Valley from Colony 6 and vice versa.
If that's where they came from, maybe the people in Colony 6 saw something.
Good point. They might even know something about that metal-faced Mechon. So, we go past the Magmel ruins and up through Tefra Cave. Then we should arrive at the Bionis Knee.
Yeah. And if we can get to the knee, it ain't far to Colony 6, right?
Sounds like a plan. Let's head to Colony 6. This door. It was closed when we came past before. But it's open now.
Maybe it was programmed to open up in case of Mechon emergency. The way to the Bionis Knee is just ahead. You ready?
Yeah.
Correct.
Let's go.
Yep, because this door is locked before when you're on the way to the where the ether cylinders are.
An ether lamp.
Don't traders use these things as guideposts?
Yeah. We can follow them to the Bionis Knee.
Okay. But if armed traders need guideposts, it must be pretty dangerous in here. Let's keep our wits about us.
Definitely.
Yep, because as we soon shall see, that there are dead Colony 6 traders in Tefra Cave.
What the? Look at the emblem. They're traders from Colony 6. No wonder it's been so long since the last delivery.
And yep, this is one. This is why they said it's been so long since the last delivery of ether cylinders, because they all died in here.
Ryan, their injuries.
That's why we had to go up to Magmel ruins in the first place.
They weren't made by no Mechon. It was probably the monsters that live here. Man, that's grim. I don't want to go like this. Not even killed by Mechon, just some monsters in a cave.
They probably had families. Children.
Maybe. It wouldn't surprise me. But why'd you say that?
Oh, no reason. Ryan, shouldn't we return them to the Bionis?
Huh? Oh, right. What's born from the Bionis is returned to the Bionis. That's the way of the Homs.
Yeah, and of course, Shulk is the one to come up with this idea, because he's possessed by Zanza. So, that's yet another way of Zanza asserting his influence over Shulk. He's making them give their bodies as Zanza's food.
That was way harder than I thought it'd be. I'm just about ready to collapse.
Let's take a rest. If the monsters in here killed all these traders, we need to be at our best. I'm wide awake, so I'll take first watch.
Thanks, man. The nap will do me good. Shulk, my turn.
Awake already?
Didn't sleep a wink. Oh, I still feel like I just did one of Vanguard's drills. Hey. Why do you think the Mechon attacked? Are we just food to them? Or what? Did we do something wrong? Sort of reminds
not
me of the battle
exactly.
between the Bionis and the Mechonis.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason why. It's because Bionis
I wonder
attacked
if it's something to do with that.
Exactly. It's because Bionis nearly killed all the Machina. And now Egil's taking his revenge. Foreshadowing to that. Also, I find it really interesting how at this point in the game they say that the Mechon are eating the Homs. They're like, are we just food to the Mechon? And then later on they switch you up and it's like, no, they're not actually food to the Mechon. The Mechon, they're food to the Bionis. Love that little twist later on.
Well, it's hard to believe that living things are just a source of energy for machines.
It's because that's because you living things are a source of energy for Zanza.
There has to be another reason.
That is the reason.
Mechon killed Fiora.
Because they're food for Zanza.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll never forgive them. I don't care what their reason is.
When it happened, the Monado showed me that Fiora was in danger. But I couldn't save her.
Yep, that's because not every vision comes true in this game, and not every future can be changed. So that creates tension in every scene of this game, because you don't know which visions are gonna come true and which ones Shulk will be able to stop.
It's not your fault. Just because the Monado showed you some future, that don't mean you could do anything about it. You did great. You fought them off. I couldn't have done that. You know, I've been thinking about it. Why you can use the Monado, I mean. Dixon told me. You're a survivor from the Monado expedition team that went out 14 years ago. There was a blizzard or something, and your mum and dad died. And then Dixon found you and brought you back.
That sounds right. I was pretty young, so I don't really remember anything.
Doesn't remember anything because that's when he was created.
Is that why you do it?
But of course at this point they just brush it off of, oh yeah, he was young, so he doesn't remember anything. and yeah, the parents die, so they make as a way to make you think that those are his parents when actually Shulk is just a consciousness created by Zanza to inhabit a corpse.
Well, you're always helping Dixon with his research and trying to figure out the Monado.
Maybe. Part of me does see it as something to remind me of my mum and dad. But mainly, if it really is the sword that the Bionis used to kill the Mechonis, like in the legend, I want to work out its secret. That's the real reason.
I've got it. You were chosen by the Monado.
What? Chosen?
Don't you see? Not even Dunban can handle it. It ain't chance that you can and he can't. I'll take the next watch. You get some rest.
Okay, I'll try. Night, Ryan.
And then more foreshadowing to the fact that he was chosen by Zanza, but not for any particular reason. Yep. And
do you wish to change it?
Shulk's on Prison Island.
The future. It is every man's desire to change the future. Is that not so? Even if everything has been predestined, will you not oppose it? The Monado is now in your hands. The Monado will grow with you. If you can find the true Monado, the future is yours.
The true Monado.
Shulk!
So, I always kind of thought about the reason why Shulk is on Prison Island in this scene, talking to Alvis. So of course there's that moment later on after the Prison Island scene where Alvis is talking to Zanza, and this scene uses a lot of the same shots there of Alvis standing in the back, and even like the shot overlooking the Bionis head that's in Shulk's initial vision of Prison Island. But also, Prison Island, it's kind of the main control point for the Bionis, because that's because when Zanza possessed Arglys and then he took control of Bionis to fight Mechonis, he controlled the Bionis from Prison Island. So Prison Island is kind of like that main control point for Bionis, kind of like Mechonis Core is for Mechonis, because that's where Egil controls the Mechonis from later on. So yeah, this place does have a lot of importance for Zanza and Alvis, and I think that's probably the reason why they talk at this place in the dream.
Shulk! Ryan!
And now he's getting a vision in his dream.
Shulk! Shulk! Ryan! What are you playing at? Give us a hand!
It's really cool how Shulk's kind of dreams and his visions kind of merge together there. Them hearing Ryan's voice and the vision reflecting what's going on right in front of him while he's asleep.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Don't worry about it. It looked like you were having a nightmare.
Really?
The Monado is now in your hands. The Monado will grow with you. If you can find the true Monado, the future is yours.
The true Monado? Was I dreaming?
What's with you? We'd better get a move on.
It wasn't a dream. Was it a vision? What should I do? I could tell Ryan, but I don't know.
Yep, now this is the first instance of Shulk having a vision, but not telling Ryan not telling Ryan about it, not telling anyone else about it. Zhongli leads it. It's good. It's because he's nervous, only having just discovered this power. And it's gonna lead into trouble.
What on Bionis are those?
Monsters' egg sacs, I think. But it looks like there are Mechon parts inside as well.
Man, what kind of monsters are they?
Probably some type of arachno. Ryan, get back!
And as soon as Shulk wants to tell Ryan about it, it's already a bit too late.
Ryan! No. If that vision comes true, then Ryan, I've got to find him.
You things just don't give up, do ya?
Ryan! I've got to hurry. If I can get up there, I should be able to reach him.
Shulk! Where are ya?
Ryan! Ryan!
There's too many of them! I killed one, and 10 more pop up!
Ryan, no! Not that way! Ryan!
Shulk!
Ryan!
What's this? The power of the Monado! Look out! Glad one of us figured out these things would try and ambush. Let's do this, Shulk. Right.
Yeah. And so this scene is yet another instance, just like with the visions before, back during the assault on Colony 9, where this is Zanza using the Monado to give Shulk what he wants and what he needs. what he needs exactly when he needs to. And of course the game, of course in the case of the visions, they frame it through the way of Shulk changing the future. But later on, it's revealed that no, it Zanza planned all his visions throughout the game on purpose because he knew which ones Shulk would and wouldn't be able to change. So it's actually all predestined, and just like with this, Zanza gave Shulk Monado's shield to save Ryan exactly when he needed it to, because it's all planned out by Zanza.
Looks like the Monado works on more than just Mechon. I gotta say, that's pretty awesome.
Ryan, I just realized something.
Huh?
The future I see, it isn't set. I think it's more like a warning.
A warning?
Yeah. A warning about what will happen. What will happen if I don't do anything. Or if I can't do anything. So I can use this power to change the future. And that's exactly what I intend to do.
Yep. Well, like I said before, the Zanza gives Shulk visions at exact moments when he can and can't change the future to to make him think that he's changing the future when he's just playing into what
You've got my
Zanza
vote.
wants.
And if you really can do that, I think Fiora would have liked it too.
Yeah.
Right, let's get moving. We're nearly at the Bionis knee.
Wow.
No matter how many times I see this, I never get used to it.
On the other side of those clouds.
Yep. It's our enemy. Mechonis.
Our enemy.
There's Zanza's influence again. Yep. And they're too focused on their goal of defeating Mechonis that they don't realize they're being watched. Once again, showing how caught up in his head Shulk can be when Fiora's not around. Falcon's letting him know about Shulk and Rhine as he's draining the Homs of its energy. And if you pay really close attention, you notice that, of course, that's not Metal Face. It's a different face mech on its Zord. All right, Chapter 4 time. Actually, I'm planning on like stopping like maybe like after the unfinished. Oh, that scene's like right here. Okay. So okay, I'll stop at the end of chapter 5 then.
If we just came up the Bionis shin...
Then this must be its kneecap, right?
Yep, because you can see this from Bionis leg, but Colony 9 is on the back of the Bionis leg. And so we travel up through Tephra Cave, which is inside the leg, and then we end up on the front of the leg, on the knee, which is where we are now.
Yep. Which means Colony 6 is up ahead.
Looks like we can climb up there.
Great. I love a good climb.
Always good to see Bionis leg.
Oi, Shulk, look over there.
Smoke?
Maybe someone's got a fire going. Hope they're cooking up something good.
It's hardly a good spot for a barbecue. Come on, let's take a look.
Yep, and of course that's Juju's buggy smoking.
Someone's left a buggy out here.
That's strange. Who would just abandon a buggy in this place? And it's pretty new.
Is it brand new?
Not brand new, but it's in very good condition.
Okay, I know the reason Shulk says this is because it's a fairly new buggy, and it's mostly put together, and it's still kind of, you know, put together and all that. But it's still funny hearing Shulk say it's in very good condition while there's smoke coming out of the engine.
You wouldn't just abandon it. So, what did happen to the driver? There's a boy! He's being attacked by monsters!
You saw it happening? Where?
I don't know, but it was near some water.
Near water? But what made you have a vision all of a sudden?
Maybe it was triggered by touching the buggy.
Well, we'd better find him. Let's search everywhere around here where there's water.
Okay.
Shulk! Over there!
Ah! Ah!
You alright, kid?
Who are you?
That can wait. Go! Get out of here. Leave these guys to us.
Oh, okay.
Let's do this. Ready when you are.
Okay, it should work now.
Great! You saved my skin. My buggy short-circuited, and then there were those monsters and... well, thanks.
I fixed the circuit, but it's out of ether. Change the cylinder and it will be as good as new.
I think it's time for the introductions. I'm Ryan. He's Shulk.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh, hi. I'm Juju. Where are you two heading? If you've got time, you should come back to our camp.
Your camp?
Yeah, it's not far.
How about it?
Let's take him up on the offer. I'm surprised there's a Homs camp here, but they might have some information.
I suppose.
Juju, can you tell us how to get there?
Sure. If you go back to the oasis, you should see a tall stone post.
Yep,
Head there first.
That's Kama's guidepost.
There's a small path in the woods next to the stone post. Just follow it down to our camp.
Got it. Now, let's make a move.
Juju! Where have you been? Juju! Don't tell me you were... I've told you 1,000 times. We're not ready to leave the camp yet.
But I thought...
Juju!
Sorry, Sharla.
I love the way that's framed. So you can tell exactly what he's thinking. He's like, yep, I messed up.
That gear. You must be survivors from the Defense Force. Is Colony 6 okay? Did Gaddo make it?
Hold on. What are you talking about?
We've come from Colony 9.
Colony 9?
They saved me from some monsters. This is Ryan and Shulk.
Oh, so you're not from Colony 6. Thank you for helping Juju. I'm his sister, Sharla.
I told them they could rest here, with us.
Did you now? Well, all right. I suppose that's only fair.
Did something happen to Colony 6?
Actually, we're heading there ourselves.
Colony 6 has been... our home. It's been occupied by the Mechon.
Yep.
No.
That's why they're all out here instead of
I'll tell you
at
about
Colony
it
6.
inside. Follow me. We had already fought off the Mechon a year ago, at the Battle of Sword Valley. It left us with a false sense of security. The Colony 6 Defense Force didn't even notice the approaching Mekon.
Same thing with the Colony 9 Defense Force.
By the time the air raid siren sounded, a swarm of Mekon had blackened the sky. They ate people and burned our buildings. Me and Juju dedicated ourselves to evacuating the children and elderly. I don't know what happened next.
It's just like what happened to Colony 9.
They attacked your colony as well.
Yes. It's good that you managed to evacuate so many.
We have a Tharon, the Colonel, to thank for that. Him and Gaddo.
This Gaddo?
He would have been my husband by now, if not for all this. Cheer up, you two.
Yep, and all this happened to Colony 6 quite some time ago, but Colony 9, people at Colony 9 didn't know about it, because there hasn't been communication between Colony 9 and Colony 6 for some time, because of the monsters in Tefra Cave.
We can't lose hope just yet. I'm certain Gaddo and the other soldiers are alive. They're still fighting. I can feel it.
You're on your way to Colony 6, right?
You bet. We're up for some revenge. I bet we can even get your colony back.
There you go, showing off again.
If anyone can do it, it's you two. Could you take me with you to the colony?
Juju! The people here need us. How many times do I have to tell you?
But you heard! The Mekon attacked Colony 9! That means a load of them have left Colony 6 already! It has to!
Even if that's true. No, especially if it's true. We cannot expose the camp to any more danger.
So, you don't care what happens to the people in the colony? How can you be so heartless? Are you that scared of the Mekon?
Yep, he doesn't realize that that he and Charlotte need to be protecting people here now, instead of risking their own lives for people that might not even be there.
Oi, kid!
Ryan!
You ought to know how Charlotte feels. Watch your mouth and have some respect.
I'll go and make dinner.
Maybe I was too hard on him. Shulk?
Ryan, you really remind me of Gaddo when you get angry.
I do?
Gaddo's taken care of us ever since we were young. I always saw him as a big brother, really, but he was more of a father to Juju. He'd call him kid whenever he told him off, just like you did.
I don't think I'm ready to be someone's old man just yet. Wait, Shulk?
Yeah.
Did it happen again?
Yep. It's once again showing that Ryan has a lot of emotional intelligence. He can tell when somebody's not doing something right, and he always tells them off for it, whether it be Juju or even Shulk, as we'll see later on in the Ether Mine.
Yeah. You had another vision.
Oh no!
And he's run off again.
Juju! The buggy's gone! He's going to Colony 6 on his own.
Stupid kid!
We have to hurry. Something bad's gonna happen.
What did you see?
A deep valley. Everything's engulfed in flames. There's a black shadow. It kills Juju.
Yep. So, interesting thing to note is, so Shulk was willing to tell Ryan about the vision of Juju being attacked by the monsters. He's also willing to tell Ryan this vision about Charla dying. So this shows that Shulk only tells people about visions that he's confident he can change, because later on in the Ether Mine, when he gets the vision of Atharon and he thinks there's nothing he can do about it, that's when he doesn't tell Ryan or anyone else about it. That's because at this point he thinks that he is the only one who can change the vision, who can change his visions. And so if he's not confident that he can change it by himself, he doesn't tell him about it. And he only tells him about it now because he's confident he can do it himself.
Is it the Mechon with the metal face?
Yeah.
Where does it happen? Is it near Colony 6?
I'm not sure. I think so.
Let's get after him, Shulk.
Hold on a second. What was all that about?
I know you won't believe this, but Shulk can see the future.
The future? That's not possible.
That's what I thought too. I still can't explain this, but that vision I had will come true unless we stop it.
So you're telling me Juju's in danger?
Yes.
Believe it or don't believe it, that's your call. But I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for Shulk's visions.
Juju. Oh, okay. I can't say I believe you. But what have I got to lose?
I like the way you think.
Charla, you're...
What?
No, nothing.
Oh.
What are you doing? Let's go and find Juju.
When you talk like that, you sound just like Gado. That's how I know it's not worth arguing.
What am I, some kind of Gado substitute?
That thing killed Charla too. I saw it in the vision, but I can't stop her coming with us. I don't know how I can protect her.
Yep, and of course that's the one detail he leaves out.
But I have to do it. I will change the future.
But once again, he thinks he has to do it all by himself. He thinks he's the only one who can change the future.
Charla, do you know which way Juju went?
There are quite a few ways to get there from here. But he's in a buggy, so I think he'll take Ragwell Bridge.
Ragwell Bridge?
It's not far. It's a really old bridge built around the time Colony 9 was founded.
Okay. Let's make that our next stop.
Sounds like a plan. Charla, you stay back. Leave any monsters up to me and Shulk.
What? You think I can't pull my weight in battle? I've got field experience as a medic. If you get hurt, I can use ether to patch you up.
Nice. I'm always getting roughed up. You'll be a big help.
Yeah. You can see. Okay, so when I first played this game, I thought it was kind of weird how we crashed it here when it's a straight line, but you can see like the skid marks there on the ground. So maybe like the engine was smoking earlier, so it's probably the engine messed up and he crashed into here.
Come on. Who put this barrier in the way?
The one who crashed into it.
Now the front suspension's all twisted up. Looks like I'll have to walk it. They're all cowards. I'll show them all.
Yeah. So Juju's is young, so he doesn't understand the difference between bravery and stupidity. Here, because he's thinking to himself, it's like, oh, I'm brave, I'm just gonna go out there and save everybody. But he's just a kid. But he's just a kid. He needs to do what he can to help the people he knows he can save, which is back at the refugee camp.
Hey, Sharla, look.
It's Juju's buggy.
What is that thing? Ah!
Juju! What is it? It's Juju.
Shulk, is he okay? Tell me!
There's a Mechon. It's taken Juju. When? I'm not sure, but I don't think we've got much time.
You said you saw a deep valley, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh, there's a place like that just up ahead. And it's even on the way to Colony 6. That must be the route Juju's taking.
You sure? No other deep valleys round here?
Not as far as I know.
Well, Shulk, let's move. That has to be where Juju is.
And you see, he's telling them about the visions. He doesn't even realize how he's helping them until he's not doing it anymore, and Ryan has to point out to him in the ether mine.
Is this the place you were on about?
This is it, all right. At the end of the road, there's a path to Colony 6.
But there's no sign of Juju. If my vision was right, he should be around here somewhere.
I'm sure he would have gone along this road. I just hope nothing's happened to him yet.
Any chance he went up that way?
It's not safe around here. I doubt Juju would go off the beaten track if he could avoid it.
Got it. We'll search along the road.
Juju! Juju! Hold on! I'm coming!
Wait! Sharla!
Ah!
other new symbols appeared on the Monado. Can I save her?
Of course you can.
Yep, there's...
Shulk! Its tentacles could come out from under the
Sansa
ground
giving
at
him
any
what he-
second.
exactly
One
what he
false move and
needs.
you're done for. Wait for my order.
Because he needs
Ryan,
Shulk
You
alive.
got my back?
Course. Leave it to me.
Love, love the camera changes with each slash. That looks so cool.
Amazing! I didn't know you could do that.
It's not me. It's the power of the Monado. That's right. And the light swirling around us. That's the Monado and all. Shala, let's move. Is he down?
No, yeah. This is where the Mechon climbs up to the other side.
Get back here! It's up there. Let's go after it. Right. Ryan!
Juju! Are you all right? Shala. I'm sorry. I'm so glad you're okay.
Hey, looks like we changed the future. What's up?
Well, it's just that can't have been the Mechon from my vision.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be that one with the face? I guess we changed more than we expected. Shulk?
No. Something's not right.
Juju!
No, it's not him at all. But this one's got a face and all.
I've been waiting for you, Monado boy.
What? It spoke.
Yep.
White metal face scarpered. I thought you'd have to be this big scary monster. But
Yep. Yep. And the reason he was waiting for him, it's because that Mechon was spying on him earlier, back at the kneecap.
look, you're just a pathetic little kid.
Juju!
Juju!
You pile of junk! Let him go! Right. Better watch your back. Got it! Cheers, Shulk!
Little...
Why? Why can't I use the Monado? It's only the ones that have faces. But... I can still see what it's going to do. Just like before.
Nice tricks you got there, Pipsqueak. Darting around the place. That's the Monado's power. Won't matter, you're still flesh and blood, and I reckon you're nearly done. Behind you!
Shulk! Leave these to me! Don't take him out! Got it!
Now!
Right! It's just bouncing off him!
That was fun for a while. But now I'm bored!
Shala!
Time to finish you off!
Shulk! Look out!
Looks like my time here's up.
Yep.
It's your lucky day, little boy.
Yep, and those red lines right out that Shulk was talking about earlier, that is in fact the Hom's blood running through the Mechon to, you know, give it protection against the Monado. But it uses it up over time. And when it runs out, now all of that Monado protection's gone, so now he's gotta leave.
But that luck won't last forever.
Huh?
I'll keep hold of this brat. If you want him back, you better come to Colony 6. But you'll have to be quick. I'm feeling hungry.
You're gonna pay!
I can't wait to grind you all into dust!
Shala! Shala! No! Juju.
Alright, now to chapter 5. And this is gonna be the last chapter I cover for this stream. How many customs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Gaddo.
It's only been a year since the Battle of Sword Valley. How? How did the numbers grow so quickly?
Are their numbers too great even for you, Gaddo?
Otharon.
Medic Shala, here are your new orders. You and Juju are to ready the evac ships. You will be in charge of the evacuation.
But...
You must realize the ships can only carry so many. We must stay behind and fight to protect those who remain in Colony 6.
I'll be fine. I'll be able to keep my mind on the battle, knowing you're safe.
Promise me.
Sharla.
Promise that you'll meet us outside the colony. Just make sure you get out of here alive.
Yeah. I promise. Don't worry.
Gado, a promise is a promise. And until I see you again, I will protect everyone.
No! Let me protect everyone!
Sharla!
I keep them real safe inside my belly!
Sharla! Juju! Juju! Where are you?
Hey there. Are you all right?
The sleeping princess awakes. Had us worried there for a minute.
How long have I been out?
Huh?
How long have I been unconscious?
4 hours, I'd say.
I've got to get out of here.
Hold up.
Mind if we go with you?
You're gonna bust into their base, right? We want a piece of them too.
Really?
Truth be told, we were gonna leave without you. But the thing is, I get roughed up a lot, and we don't know anyone else who can use ether.
Thank you both. It's been a while. And it's just... I never imagined I would go back to Colony 6 like this. I'm sorry. Lost myself for a minute.
So yeah, this is kind of our... This will come up again with Charlotte later, but this is kind of showing how she very much cares and tries to protect other people, much to the point where she can lose herself, which is actually kind of like Juju if you really think about it. Except with Charla, she doesn't do it as she doesn't usually lose herself as often as she tries to keep herself to the people she knows she can protect.
We can get to Colony 6 from the valley where Juju was taken. It's this way.
This is Colony 6?
It's like a fortress. Did people really live here?
So much has changed. It's only been a month.
We'll find Juju and then smash some metal.
Wait! We can't just rush in.
We could enter through the mine.
Mine?
There's a massive ether deposit under the colony. The first settlers here built right on top of the mine. That's how we got our colony. The mine is like a network of tunnels. It's much more complicated than the colony streets. They can't have figured it all out in the space of a month.
So... she means it's the best route if we want to remain unseen.
You're catching on.
Great. So how do we get in?
Through the drainage outlet. It's just up ahead. Guys, kill the noise.
A Mechon.
I can't believe they've taken the mine too. That means the defense force and residents are... Oh no, Juju!
Keep it together, Sharla. Don't start panicking now.
Rhine!
You said yourself, they can't have seized the entire area, right? I bet you they're holed up someplace safe. Juju is alive, and we're gonna find him.
That's why we're here. You can count on us.
Yeah, yes. It'll be fine.
There,
Rhine. Shulk. Thank you.
there's Ryan's emotional intelligence coming through again.
An ether rifle. Gaddo!
Sharla, wait!
Gaddo!
I know that voice. Medic, is that you?
Otharon!
That's our cue, Ryan. Oh, yeah.
Medic, why are you here?
Sir, isn't Gaddo with you?
We have much to discuss. You'd better come with me.
Sir.
So, Juju has been taken by the Bronze-Faced One.
Sir, what about Gaddo?
Yeah. So now we're really once again now we're really starting to see what I was talking about earlier, because Charlotte's character, I'd say, is kind of like a bit of a mix between Fiora and Shulk, where she does very much care about other people in the same way Fiora does, but she's kind of hyper fixated on it in the same way Shulk is. and that's why she needs Ryan to kind of ground her down and keep her in reality. So Ryan is kind of fills the same role as Fiora, but for her. It's interesting.
Gado is gone.
Gone? What do you mean, gone?
Gado and I planned a surprise attack to set everyone free. But we failed, miserably. When I woke, Gado was nowhere to be seen. Only his rifle remained. But he is alive. I can feel it. We may not be joined by blood, but he's like a son to me. I'd know if he were dead.
Oh.
Some of the people in Colony 9 got eaten.
Ryan!
Sorry. I forget I said that.
They don't kill Homs right away. If that bronze-faced one took him, we still have some time left.
And yep, they even showed this back with back during the first scene where Zord was introduced, where he took that unconscious Homs that was still alive and then he ate him.
Are you sure?
So they've shown this before.
Boy, that blade was once Dunban's. I'm not sure why you have it, but we're going to need its full power.
You can count on me.
We're heading for the central pit. It's where they take all the Homs they kidnap. If Juju's alive, that's where he'll be. Gather your things, we're moving out.
Juju! Gado! This is for you!
Huh? What? What? You say something, Shulk?
No. It's nothing. Forget it.
You see, he doesn't think he can save a Tharon on his own. So he just decides not to tell him about it. He's just in that mindset of he's like I'm the one with the Monado, I'm the one with the visions. I have to do all this myself, and if I can't figure out straight away, I just have to think about it, figure it out myself later. Yep, because at this point he only tells them about the visions if he's confident he can change it. Oh yeah, hi Grape. This is this is a bit of a unique stream. This is a little mini series I'm doing where I'm going through all of the Xenoblade cutscenes, and I'm just giving my general thoughts and pointing out like fun details I know about and all that. And this is all completely unscripted, just giving all my thoughts as I'm watching all the cutscenes and pointing out any fun details that I know about. Because I just thought I'd do this as a way to, kind of archive all my thoughts on the game on the game's story. And share it to other people as well. So, plus, I hope people can watch this and come away with some details or some insight about the game that they didn't know about previously. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just about to wrap up too. I'm on chapter 5 right now, and I'm going to stop at like the last chapter 5 cutscene. So yeah, I know it's gonna spoil everything about the game, great. That's why in the title of the stream I have a warning full game spoilers in the title. Because I am telling all of this from the perspective of someone who's beaten the game. So yes, I am going to be pointing out all of the foreshadowing and what it leads to, and all that jazz, which is why I put warning full game spoilers in the title.
Hurry it up, slow coach.
What's wrong?
Juju! Gato! This is for you!
What can it mean? This is for you. Is Juju already dead? Or is he going to be killed? Is that why Atharon...
He's overthinking it.
But then, what does that mean? If we keep moving, is Atharon really going to die?
No! What's wrong, Shulk?
This battle is for my people. If you can't handle it, drop that weapon and head home.
That's not it. It's just that...
Out with it!
Listen. Maybe we shouldn't just rush in head first.
What?
We got this far.
I think we should observe them and plan our attack afterwards.
You insolent... We don't have that kind of time! You don't know a damn thing about these machines. I have observed their movements. I've planned this attack for a month. I know full well what's going to happen to my brothers and sisters.
It's just...
We're going! Fall in, medic!
Sir, what's got into you?
A vision again. Don't tell me another death.
Yeah.
And once again, Ryan is using his emotional intelligence to try to get through to Shulk, since Fiora is not there to ground him anymore.
The Shulk I know doesn't just chicken out for any old reason.
This vision, was it like before?
Kind of. I saw an underground ether river. And Atharon.
Huh. An ether river. You know what? That sword lets you see the future. All that power, and you still keep getting it wrong.
Better to use my brain than my fists.
Shulk, I may rush in head first, but at least my head's useful for something.
Okay, I get the idea.
I ain't done yet. You're useless on your own, Shulk. That's why we're here.
Ryan,
Next time you have a vision, you tell us. We bear the burden together as a team. You have a vision you don't like, we'll change the future together. Got it?
Got it.
What was that? Say it like you mean it.
I got it, all right? Next time I'll tell you.
He's right, Shulk. You two saved Juju once before, I know we can do it again. I believe in you.
Thanks. They're right. We'll change what happens. Anyway, I didn't see Juju and the others dying. There's still hope.
He's gonna have to learn the hard way that he's not the only one who can change the future. He's not the only one who can change the future.
We're here. The central pit.
Where are they all? I don't see anyone.
We'll take that lift.
I'm ready to mash some mech on.
Yeah. Juju, Atharon, just hold on.
No. They're gone. So whose blood is... Oh no.
Ah, here at last! I've been getting hungry!
Shulk! Isn't that?
It's him, all right. He's the one who took Juju.
Juju and the others. Tell me where they are!
You want the brat? Well, he's right here!
Juju!
He's still alive, but don't think he will be for long. As for the others, well, I just couldn't help myself. I ate them all up! Welcome to our banquet hall.
Yeah. So yeah, earlier on there was like a scene or two where he was in here with a bunch of Homs on the ground, but now they're all gone because he ate them all.
Tonight, the main course will be you. And if I've still got room, the brat will make a tasty dessert.
Madra!
I'm Zord, your host tonight.
Zord? So you have a name?
That's what they all say. Can't say that I remember it myself.
Yep. And you can also see that now he has his he has his Monado protection back because he has blood in his system again, and that's because he ate all of those Homs. Because remember, he flew away because he ran out of blood to protect him from the Monado. But once he came back here and ate all those Homs, now he has enough blood to protect him against the Monado again.
What's he talking about?
Oh, yes. It's good to see fresh meat on the table. These colony folk just didn't fill me up.
Gado. The others.
Come on, boys. Dinner's ready.
I
Till I've scrapped each and every one of you!
Get behind me!
Right, Shala. We are Homs. And we won't just stand here, waiting to be eaten.
The Monado? Do you think that thing can get me?
How about this?
I'm not Metal Face. You'll have to try harder!
It's the same as before. The Monado's useless against this guy. We'll never get to Juju at this rate. I've got to think of something. Huh?
Hey, where did you come from?
You feeling hungry, huh? Chew on this, scrap for brains. Boy, now's your chance. Save Juju.
Atharon! Don't do it!
Hurry up!
At this rate, even if we save Juju, Atharon's gonna be...
You see a vision you don't like? We'll change the future together. Got it?
Change. The future. Yes. That's it. Ryan! You grab Juju!
Shulk! What are you doing?
See, he's missing. See, even now he's misunderstanding what Ryan meant.
Oh man, you think you can stop me?
No, I don't. But I can do this.
Because when he thought about that, he's like, oh yeah, Ryan's just gonna save Juju. It's like I'm going to save Atharon myself. It's like he doesn't realize that he still hasn't quite figured it out yet, and of course that's going to lead to the event of Atharon falling out of the mech come true.
Let's see if that mechon body of yours can withstand an ether river.
Juju! Wake up!
Shala! Leave the rest to us. Hang in there, you old fool!
Fall, you damn machine!
Atharon! Hold on!
Shulk!
What a shot!
Boy.
We can change our destinies. Atharon, you won't die here. Not today.
You cannot defeat me!
belong now, my friends. But not before.
This is so cool.
Gado! This is for you. This is for the people of Colony 6.
Sick shot right there. And now Shulk finally knows what he meant by that. Because he was willing to give his life for them.
But this isn't supposed to happen.
Gado, I'll see you before long.
And see, now Shulk has finally put it together.
That was close.
That they can work together to change the future.
You want to hurry up? My arm's about ready to drop
because
off.
Reyn wouldn't have been able to save Atharon unless he
thanks for Shulk and his vision.
Unless he was able to grab onto that call that Shulk threw out.
I knew this had to be the place.
You see, Reyn even kept that in mind.
Juju, you're safe now.
What did I tell you? You and me can make anything happen.
Yeah, you were right.
A boy who can change the future. I stand corrected, young man. You've done a great deed here today.
I didn't really do anything. I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Tell me. Your vision saved me. But what of the others? What happened to Gado? I see. Shala, take this. Gado would have wanted you to have it.
Time to head back to the camp.
We'll need to get Juju some medical attention.
Well, good thing Charles
There's
is
a
a
freight
medic.
elevator on the next level. From there, it's an easy route out of the mine. As long as it's working.
We'll know that when we get on it.
You make me laugh.
Well, I'm right, ain't I?
You're absolutely right. We need to move on and stop worrying about every little thing. Come on, guys.
Yep, once again, there's Reyn influencing Charla the same way, in the same vein as Fiora influencing Shulk.
Good. Works perfectly.
You see? What did I say?
We're all impressed.
Hey, why have we stopped?
I don't know, but I think we're about to find out.
Not him again!
This one doesn't give up!
This is our chance, guys.
Oh, is this? Oh. This is counted as part of the same cutscene as Unfinished Business. Interesting.
Did we get him?
Got to hand it to you. You beat me without even releasing the true power of the Monado.
True power? What do you know about the Monado?
Sorry, boy. I can't tell you that. You'll have to find out the truth on your own.
The truth?
When I became what you see now, that's when my eyes were opened. It was a good ride while it lasted.
When you became like this?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Foreshadowing to Egil turning the Holmes into base Mechon.
I'm gone!
Sword! Get back!
But that also means that Egil knows about the shackles that the Monado has in its current form. Since he apparently told Zord about it.
We smashed that bronze idiot. Now the people of Colony 6 can rest in peace.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Sharla.
I thank the stars you're all right.
Where are we?
Just outside Colony 6. Thanks to Shulk and Ryan, we destroyed that thing. But not everyone made it.
Oh? I'm so sorry. Shulk? Ryan? I didn't mean to cause any more trouble, running off like that.
Forget about it, kid. We settled the score.
Thanks.
Yes, but there's still no sign of that Mechon with the metal face. He's the one we're really after.
Yeah.
Hope I'm not interrupting.
Ah! It's him! Metal face!
Yep, and this is also first instance where Metalface actually talks, because, like I mentioned earlier, he doesn't talk in that first scene because they didn't want to give away that it was actually Mumkar. So now at this point, it's like when you're playing the game for the first time, it's like now at this point, you've completely forgotten about Mumkar and what he sounds like. And so now they reintroduce the same voice to you, but now you associate it with Metalface instead of Mumkar. And they make him and they achieve this by making him not talk in the Attack on Colony 9. It's really cool. It's really cool how they play with your mind like that.
Pathetic. After all that talk, Zord was crushed by worthless maggots like you.
Oh, this one can talk and all.
I can talk all right. And I got a good memory. Fiora, get out of there! Get out! These screams were music to my ears. My claws slid right through her soft flesh. Like a hot knife through butter.
Oh, peak music time.
Talk all you want.
Because those words will be your last!
The Monado! Yeah, it's been a while. But you should know by now. The Monado can't stop me!
Only scene in the game where the song
Anyway you
plays.
slice it, the Monado ain't gonna work, boy. Didn't work then, won't work now. Now, time to cut you down to size. Hey, what?
Lads.
Now, let him have it, beast.
And this is showing off the anti-Mechon sword.
Dunban! How did you... Sorry to have kept you.
I love how you can see Dixon sliding down the mountain back there. Because that's how he meets up with everybody else. Alright, this is gonna be the last cutscene I watch for this stream.
There's no end to them. Where are they coming from?
I can take the smaller ones, but the rest will be like fighting Zord over and over.
If only the Monado would work on these things!
Focus, Shulk! Look out!
Rhine!
Look at you all.
Look at this, metal brain.
That it, Grandpa?
Running out of ideas here.
You may be able to block a projectile, but let's see if you can block this!
Tell me, how does it feel to be such a pathetic hero?
You okay, Dunban?
Oh, does it hurt? I bet it does. It hurts because the
That's the
Monado
first little
won't
hint
work
that
for
he
a bunch
knows
of
Dunban.
losers like you!
What are you?
Save it. I ain't interested. You little maggots need to learn when you've been stepped on.
That light. Everyone, fall back! Now!
Won't change a thing. I'm gonna wipe you out once and for all. What the? Atelethia?
Now's our chance!
You'll pay for that. How are you?
We must be outside the tower.
Welcome, true heir to the Monado.
Father!
Oh. I don't know if you caught that, but right there for a split second, you can see the spear piercing through Zanza, killing his body right there. Or I guess Arglus. Because at this point Zanza has still possessed him. Yeah, you can see his dead body there for a split second, right in like the top corner of the screen.
Weak and pathetic.
What or who are you?
You will pay for what you've done! You will know the pain and suffering you caused the Emperor and Fiora!
There's our first hint of the Monado being able to actually destroy Face Mechon, and if you can see here, if you pay really close attention, you can see Fiora's hand right here. Because yeah, like at this point, the only real hint that there are hums inside is is that the hums and the face mechon are the only things that aren't destroyed by the Monado. But the and you can also kind of pick up on the red lines being Hom's blood, as with the scenes with Zord eating them to refuel on blood. And but this is the first like actual like straight up hint that that there are hubs directly inside the face mechon, because you can see Fiora's hand like right there, kind of around the middle of the screen. If you pay real close attention.
Enough of this. You got lucky, brat. Next time, your head is mine.
You're not getting away! Get back here! Shoot! Ryan, let it go! You've got to be kidding! He's the one who killed Fiora! Know your limits. We'll get another chance. Fine.
That thing saved us. Whatever it was.
You did well. But what of the boy? Ah. Well then, there is much to be done.
And there's the first instance showing that Albus is more than a dream. That he is still working to help out Shulk even in the real world. So, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream. So I'm gonna try to cover all of the cutscenes in 4 streams. So this stream was chapters 1 through 5. And next time I'm gonna aim for Monday or Tuesday of next week, and then Monday, Tuesday of every week until this is done. I'm gonna try and get this done for streams. So next time I'm gonna try and cover up from where we left off up until like the end of Prison Island, which I think is chapter 9. Yeah, chapter 9 is where the Prison Island event happens. Yeah, oh yeah, and then this is like, yeah, the aftermath. So yeah, next stream is gonna be chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9. So Grape, if you'd like to show up again and maybe provide some of your own thoughts, I'd love to hear that as well. But like I said, that's gonna be it for this stream. I'm gonna try and get this up on YouTube ASAP. So yeah, next stream is gonna be tomorrow night with more Bayonetta Origins, and I'll see you then. Bye.